The expert in anything was once a beginner. To me, life is a never-ending learning journey, and everyone has to start somewhere. The starting is always the most difficult. So I always tell people around me, and this quote reminds myself to never give up and not to lose faith, because things will get easier and better. I see myself as someone who is very active. I move around a lot, do a lot of things. I started dancing when I was only 4 years old. So at that point in time, I did a lot of things to help myself get better in dance. So for example, I tried to stretch myself in certain ways so that I could get a split, the perfect split, or trying to do things to achieve certain dance moves that were new or prettier looking. That was when I realized that I had a lot of interest in how the body actually moves. Fast forward to my years in junior college, that was actually when my cliche light bulb moment that I wanted to be a physio happened. So I joined the school's hockey team and I injured my knee. At that point in time, when I was still thinking about my career path in the future, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I just knew that I wanted a job that would allow me to help people, a job that was meaningful, that would make a difference in people's lives. So at that time when I hurt myself playing hockey, I attended my first ever physiotherapy session. Back then, physio really wasn't popular, it wasn't well known, so I had no idea what it was about. But attending the physio sessions, watching what my physio did, I realized that, hey, maybe it might be the job for me, because it really married the two concepts. So firstly, I wanted a job that could help people. And secondly, I wanted a job that helped me to pursue my interests, my interest in human movement. So looking at what the physio did, it was very similar to what I did as a child. It's just that back then I didn't have the knowledge, and now looking back as a physio, I realized I probably wasn't doing the best thing for myself and wasn't doing the safest thing for myself, and I really wished I had someone who could guide me along back then. So that was how I decided that, I want to be a physiotherapist. I started working as a physio in a government hospital where I worked mostly in an outpatient musculoskeletal department. What I liked most during my time there was when I was working in the accident and emergency department, attending to patients with acute pain and acute injuries. I spent a lot of time working with patients with pain, as well as mentoring some younger junior physiotherapists. What I liked most about my time there was that I was able to see patients from all walks of life, meet different people. I find that the beautiful part about being a physiotherapist is getting to know people, and through that, helping them to achieve the goals that they want to achieve through what we do. At that point in time, I was fortunate to be exposed to many different conditions, many different types of issues that patients could face, but it really felt like a constant rush, every day rushing from one patient to the next. It was good that I could help as many people as I wanted to in a short span of time that I was given, but I also felt that I wish I could help each patient a lot more than what I could ever achieve when I was working in a hospital where time was limited. The most memorable patient I had was a lady who came into the A&E for a fall. She was a lady in her late 60s. She came in and told me that she slipped and fell after her shower because the floor was wet. So during my assessment, I realized that her symptoms actually didn't quite add up. She had numbness in her hands, numbness in her feet, and when I took a look at her movement pattern and the way she was walking, it was very uncoordinated. So that sounded alarm bells in my head, and instead of clearing her for discharge, I suggested to the team that she should stay for further evaluation as well as an admission to the hospital for closer monitoring. Thankfully, I made that call because it kick-started a whole series of scans and tests that eventually found out that she had breast cancer, which spread to her spine. And that was the reason for all the symptoms that she was presenting with. So from there, she was finally able to get the correct care and the correct treatment that she required to start her off on her road to recovery. I think that this incident is a very important reminder to me that regardless of how simple or how straightforward any patient's complaints might be, we should always ensure that we have a very thorough assessment, because that really is the only way that we can ensure that our patients have the best and the most suitable care as soon as possible. Now working in Balance Core, it's definitely very different from what it was like when I was working in the government hospital. The biggest difference to me is that I can spend a lot more time with each patient that I see, and even the frequency that I see my patients has shortened from 4 to 6 weeks to just maybe once a week, or if people really require it and are in acute pain, they can even come in a few times a week. That makes a huge difference for what we can do for them as physios, and it makes me feel like I can do more and to help them get better a lot faster. I'm really excited to be able to learn from my colleagues here as well. All of us started out with a very different background, and coming together as a team, having time together to discuss cases really allows us to share our individual knowledge, our individual clinical experiences, and together we really can come up with a better way to ensure that our patients are managed in the best way possible. At the end of the day, I think as physios, we shouldn't be following a strict protocol. We shouldn't be doing things that are too dictated. Instead, we should be advocating our patients to manage their own health, because at the end of the day, they are the experts of their own bodies. So they know best for themselves, and we as health professionals should serve as a guiding light to help them see how they can better improve what they're doing, and to guide them along with our clinical knowledge, with our clinical skills and our experience, so that they can live the best life possible. Be the guiding light for our patients.